Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of History Hobo Plays Time Guesser. One of my subscribers asked me today how many countries I've actually been to, and I just thought I'd go through a quick list to show you which countries I have been to. This doesn't include countries I've transferred through, because I have transferred through a few more countries than this in airports. Also excludes Italy, which I've driven through northern Italy for about an hour, but we didn't really stop there. So we've got UK excluding Northern Ireland. I've never been to Northern Ireland, but I have been to Scotland, Wales, and yeah, so those two, and England, obviously. Republic of Ireland, I lived there for 6 months. USA, I've been 2 or 3 times, 3 times I think. Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, St. Lucia, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, so all in the Caribbean. France, Belgium, Netherlands, Spain. I went to southern Spain when I was about 3 years old, and then I also went to Tenerife and Gran Canaria when I was about 13. Monaco, Switzerland, Germany, Austria, Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, Czechia, used to be Czech Republic when I went there, Poland a couple of times, Serbia, Montenegro, Romania, not to Bucharest though. I went to a city called Iași, which is near the border with, Moldova. Greece, the island of Crete more specifically, not Athens. Sweden, Iceland, United Arab Emirates, I lived there for 4 years. Bahrain, Oman, I went to a few times. Nepal, Thailand, I've been to 3 times, I believe. Cambodia, I've been to a couple of times. Malaysia, Vietnam, I'm going there again soon. And China, including Hong Kong, I've also been to. Not been to Taiwan. Obviously, I lived in China for 4 years. So I've traveled all of China pretty much, well, more the main areas. And that's it. So approximately 36 countries. Okay, let's get into the game. Okay, here we go. We have Martin Luther King Jr. in front of the Washington Monument. So on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, we can find that location very easily. Down in DC. So the memorial, there's the pond, here's the Lincoln Memorial. Beyond the steps here somewhere, I think there's some kind of stage built, but around here would be fine. Now this was in the early 60s, I think same year that Kennedy was assassinated, 63. Any actual clues? I think it was 63, from what I'm remembering. Jobs and Freedom. That says 1961. But I'm pretty sure it was 63. Oh, that's confused me even more now. Does that say 61? Maybe it's a 3. It's very blurry. It's hard to say. I'm pretty sure it's 63. I'm just going to go with what I think it is. 63. Yes, it was 63. Okay, maybe that was just blurry there. So Martin Luther King Jr. addressing a crowd from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial moments before delivering his famous I Have a Dream speech during the March on Washington. We've had a March on Washington before. That's where I remember it from. I did study it in school as well. Okay, we have Obama here. And where is he? He's in an Asian country, Vietnam, by the looks of it. Looking at the language, it looks Vietnamese to me. Asian people. Looks like Hanoi. Oh yeah, there's the Vietnam flag. Looks like Hanoi given the streets. Could be Ho Chi Minh, but more likely Hanoi. I've been to Hanoi, not been to Ho Chi Minh. That's where I'm going to visit soon. Yeah, narrower streets is what I associate with Hanoi. It's a Vietnamese soldier, so we'll go in Hanoi. It's not going to be possible to pinpoint this, I don't think. When I went to Vietnam, I traveled from Hanoi down on the train down to Hue and then down to Hoi An, which is a really nice little place. If you ever go to Vietnam, I recommend Hoi An. I also went up to Ha Long Bay, which is famous up here. We'll go in central Hanoi. I assume this is during his presidency then. Slightly more grey in his hair. I'm hoping this is not after his presidency, but I don't see why it would be. We have Possible Secret Service agents. But I suppose he would get that as a former president as well. Slightly more grey in his hair, so I'm going to say 2008 to 2012 to 2016. So I'm going to say 2014, not right at the end of his presidency. Let's just hope it's not in Ho Chi Minh. It could be. It was 2016, so even a couple of years later, so that's a shame, but we're in the right city at least. So President Barack Obama walking to his motorcade in the rain after having a meal with celebrity chef Anthony Bourdain in Hanoi, Vietnam. Wow, I didn't know he had a meal with the late great Anthony Bourdain. Okay, next round. Okay, we've got a sign here with some countries. Aeroloid, never heard of it. German flag on the back of the plane now. Driving on the right, do we have German number plates? I believe we do. German number plates famously have the two little shield crest things on the front. Usually after the first two letters. That's how I recognize them anyway. Magdeburg, Helle, Munich, München, for Berlin. So we might be able to pinpoint this based just purely on the road numbers, and we have another number 9 towards München there. That's an interesting airport. Must be a taxiway for an airport to go over a road like that. It's crazy. I've never seen that before. So we're looking for the 9 and the 14 near, I would say Magdeburg's probably closer. The fact that this is signed to Munich and Berlin, it's a long road then, because they're nowhere near each other. Do we have a junction number? U91. I don't know if that's junction numbers. I'm not 100% familiar. U1 and U91. I'm not sure if that's a junction reference. But we'll have a look. I want to zoom into this and move it over here so I can actually see the place names. This might take a little bit of searching, but we can probably find the 14 and the 9. Well, there's the 9. I assumed it would run from Berlin down to Munich. Yes, so we'll go in the middle of that for a start with. Now we're going to look where it intersects with the 14. Okay, that took a long time to find it, but I believe we're at Leipzig Helle Airport. That must be where we are, because here's the 14 and the 9 intersecting here. So we should be here. That was a little confusing just because we're heading towards Magdeburg, which is this direction, so we should be before this junction. Makes sense that we're right next to the airport here. Unless, is there a bridge that overruns here? Let's just check on the satellite view. Ah, yes, so we must be around here somewhere, because this is the bridge where the plane goes over. Have we got two bridges? Yep, one next to each other, so we should be along here somewhere. The thing that confused me there is that the 14 is broken up into a few different sections. It's not a contiguous road. It goes up here towards Magdeburg, but then it also is up here somewhere near Hamburg. So it was a bit confusing, but I think that's a decent enough location. Now, here, we've got what looks like some probably late 90s cars, maybe. Could be, yeah, they look, well, maybe mid-90s, to be honest. Don't see any dates on anything. Not really likely here. No. So looking at the cars, do I recognize any of these? That looks like a Volvo, possibly. It's hard with the spray. Looks like maybe a Ford Fiesta or something. Maybe not. Maybe a Fiat. That could be an Opel Astra, maybe. That almost looks like a Rover. Yeah, so I'm thinking probably mid to late 90s, maybe like 96 would work for this. It's a difficult one to place. I'm not super good with those cars at around this time. Let's go for it. It was 2003, even later. Wow. Location. Is that right? Is there another bridge that goes over? Oh, there's 2 bridges. I didn't check that, but we were close. Close enough anyway. Not great on the ear though. So an Airbus A321 taxiing across the runway bridge over the A14 motorway at Leipzig Halle Airport. At least we got the location there. Shame on the ear. Okay. Mabuhay welcomes President and Mrs. Richard Nixon. Okay, so we've got Nixon traveling again. Where to though? Mabuhay. Not heard of Mabuhay. But would be in the late 60s, early 70s, I think, for Nixon. Made in the USA, Asian aspect. Nixon visit 18 hours of hell, does that say? US military bases. Nixon Nazi, so they're not so happy about him being there. Moon, new US colony. Philippine Council. Okay, so we're probably in the Philippines. Would make sense, given the people, the look of the people here. Marcos, I think, was Marcos one of the Filipino leaders? I believe so. Okay, so can we find Mabuhay in the Philippines? There might be another big search here. Unless that just means welcome. It's possible it means welcome in Tagalog. I do not know any Tagalog, although I've known quite a few people from the Philippines. I don't know. It's more than likely this would be Manila then. But we'll have a quick scan around just in case that name pops up. I don't think it will, but I'm pretty sure it just means welcome. I'm just going to go in Manila because I can't see anything else other than that. There may be a place name down here. Bertrand Russell Peaches Foundation, but it's hard to see, and not being familiar with too many place names in the Philippines. So do we have a year mentioned anywhere? I believe Nixon was president from late 60s into the early 70s. So make good bang on 70 here. Hard to date vehicles from the Philippines at this time. We'll go on 70. Let's go for it. It was in Manila. It was 69. Okay, members of the Kabatang Makabayan Patriotic Youth carrying anti-US signs under a banner welcoming US President Nixon to the Philippines. Okay, so we're a bit further down, but decent guess. We're on the last round here. Okay, we've got hitchhikers will be arrested, and this guy is hitchhiking. Interesting. Turnpike, that's a very American word. We don't use that word in the UK. New Jersey, maybe, with a Y on the end of it. I would think that might be. That would make sense to have a Y on the end of it was New Jersey. I don't think there's going to be any other location clues. Stop to get tickets. Some kind of toll road. No other clues as to location. So, New Jersey Turnpike. I'm not even 100% sure what Americans mean by the word turnpike. Do they mean toll road? Is that what they mean? I don't know. Okay, New Jersey is... It's this area, isn't it? I believe it is. Not particularly well signposted on this map. It's too dense in this area. Is Newark in New Jersey? And New Jersey City, so I think it's this whole area. It doesn't look like he's right in the city though, so maybe a bit south of it possibly. Oh, there's a TP for turnpike there. Yeah, TP. So we could be down here somewhere. I don't think we'd be that far south because then we might not be in New Jersey. Well, we might be. No, that's down into the somewhere on this road, maybe. Could we go here or here? Let's have a look and see which bits. Now, it's too dense, this part. Just looking for a little part that might be less dense, although it might have been built up a lot since then. Hard to say. It's a big road, and that's too far south, so I think we'll leave it there. Now the year here, possibly 70s-ish, could be 60s. These vehicles could be 60s. Not super familiar with this era of American vehicle though, unfortunately. Very long, quite sharp angles to them. Could be a Mustang possibly. I think we'll go late 60s here. I don't think it's going to be exactly the same year as the last round though, so it could be into the early 70s. Or earlier. He's not wearing flared trousers here, so maybe it is. So this collar, this shirt reminds me more 70s-ish. Nothing on his bag. Let's go 73. This could be in the 60s though, I'm really not sure. 71, okay, so not too bad. And we were much further north into New York. So does the turnpike start all the way up here, I suppose. So a man attempting to illegally hitchhike across the New Jersey Turnpike in the early 70s. Today, hitchhiking is legal in 48 out of 50 states. Didn't know it was ever illegal, but there we go. Final score, not bad, 47,571. It's pretty decent. There's some challenging rounds there today. Let's have a look at the breakdown, see where we lost the points. First round, perfect score. Pretty easy one if you know your history around that era. Next one, Obama in Hanoi. It was obviously Vietnam. I could have guessed a couple of years later, but he did look a bit more greying in his hair there. Next one, 7 years off in the Germany one. We've got excellent location guess, but very difficult to date those cars. I'm not so good with those. It was like the 90s to early 2000s cars. Even though I was alive during them, I just didn't pay much attention at that age to cars. And some of those looked a bit older, to be honest. Next one, 1 year off in Manila. Decent location as well. And 2 years off in New Jersey. Or I think it's probably technically New York. It's closer to than New Jersey, but okay. Yeah, not bad. Okay, let's see if anyone's played today. I forgot to check the leaderboard yesterday. Let's see. No one's played today. That's a shame. I am still playing fairly early. It's 11:20 now. Okay. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.